while since I've done a rabbit video of raising rabbits. So my Rabbit 101. Um, there's a thing that I didn't discuss before that I'm going to discuss today, and that is record keeping. Now you can't see, but over there I have on the wall going out to the back door. I have a chart on, and I put, and it's this hard plastic, and I have a Sharpie, and I write in when I breed rabbits, the day that I bred them, who the dam and who the sire is. You know, the dam's the female, the sire's the male, and then then I update it. I'll palpitate them, which I did this morning on my two rabbits. They're pregnant. Sometimes you got to palpitate them just see if they're pregnant. See if they're belly's getting there. You'll feel little marbles kind of thing on their belly. A little bit bigger than a marble they were, because I should have probably done it a few days earlier. But they're getting there. They're gonna pop out some baby bunnies on the 5th of December. That's when they're due. Rabbits are about 30 days. Gestation, I think, is the correct word. You can put in the comments if that's not correct. They get pregnant for 30 days. Chicken eggs take 20 days to hatch, and rabbit eggs. Rabbits only lay eggs on Easter, but rabbits usually, and that's not every rabbit. Some rabbits are early, some rabbits are later, so you kind of you got a leeway in there before you decide they're not pregnant. Now, I've palpitated rabbits before and they ended up having babies anyway. Oh, this one's not pregnant. So always prepare for them to get pregnant. And I'm going to probably do a video in a couple days when I get their pens ready for them to have their babies. I'm picking up some grass hay tomorrow, and I'll put that in there. And then they'll and if you know any of my old videos, I have a rabbit named Earwing, and she's my little darling, and she's a black otter, and I bred her with a black otter male, Gil Galad. He's a good little boy too, and hopefully they have some really good babies. And Earwing is the granddaughter of Glorfindel. I sold one of Glorfindel's babies to a woman in Georgia, and later on, a year later, I'm looking for a black otter female, and she says, I got one, and she sold me a black otter female. So that's how I ended up with Earwing. So Earwing is related to my rabbits, even though I got them from someone else. So what I have here, this is a notebook. It's a 3-ring binder, and I get ones that kind of sew up a little bit because I take them to rabbit shows with me, and they travel with it. So it needs to be pretty sturdy, heavy duty, and should be able to zip up. So you can use any 3-ring binder. Just the way I do things, this is better for me. So I find a little zipper, and I zip it up, and all the rabbits I have on hand, I have pedigree. Now I have other information in here about raising rabbits that I got. I got the purchase agreement with Glorfindel. I've got a thing about genetics. And the very first rabbit is Glorfindel. Now the person who I bought Glorfindel from is this nice lady up in Georgia, up near Macon. And she did it very professionally and she has a program on her computer, and Glorfindel's here. Glorfindel's parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. So you go back 3 generations, okay? And I have, this is Gil Galad's. Now I filled that one out. Even though I bought Gil Galad, the person didn't give me the pedigree. They emailed it to me, so I just copied it. And this is another one when I bought It's from Flip Flop Farms. Now they all have their names of their farms on them. This one doesn't. The one for, but anyway. And I owe that lady a rabbit. So hopefully I get some rabbits out, the good ones out of this one. This is Celebrian. You know, that's done, you know, pink with boys and blue with girls, or other way around, you know. And this is the handwritten. I don't know if you can see it. That's Esty. And Varian, I got him from Lazy Feather Rabbitry. And Earwing, I got it from, what does she call her rabbitry? Fluffy Butts, I think. Cute and tasty fluffy fluff butts. That's kind of interesting names. A lot of people have like Fox River and Plum Creek and, you know, different names of their rabbitry. They give it, you know, my particular rabbitry is Rabbits of the Woodland Realm. It's part of Mirkwood Farms, but I call it Rabbits of the Woodland Realm. So whenever I sell a rabbit, I'll put that on the pedigree. Now, I'll get out one of the pedigrees I handwritten. This is Etsy. Etsy's a broken caster. I don't think I ever did a video of Etsy, but Etsy, Esty. I had to delete what I just said because I accidentally doxed myself. My address is on here. So, but down at the bottom it says Rabbits of the Woodland Realm, which is my rabbitry, which is a registered rabbitry with ARBA, which is American Rabbit Breeders Association, and I also belong to the Rex Rabbit Association or club or whatever. I don't know what that one's called, but my dues are up, so I have to, you know, I sign up for 3 years. Every 3 years I sign up for. I don't have to belong to ARBA to show them. But let me show you this. This is my pedigree book. And I have another one around here, and I don't know where it is. And I had some rabbits in there, and I couldn't find them. So yesterday I had to make pedigrees for rabbits. I didn't have pedigrees because I had them in the book, and I didn't take them out of the book and put them in a little plastic binder sheet thing. So I had to go back to my chart, which I was talking about earlier. I have a breeding chart. And luckily I had that because I was able to look up when I bred, because I kind of knew where at least one of their parents were, so I was able to figure it out. And then I just take the pedigrees from both those out, and then I write out a pedigree. And a lot of times I make mistakes. And I make one mistake, you have to do it all over again. I need to get a computer program to do it. It's kind of like a genealogy, a family tree, as you can see. And down at the bottom, you put your information. So when you sell it, they know who the rabbit came from. I do sell rabbits from time to time, and I have to fill those out. I have to go through and fill the whole thing out for each rabbit I have that I've decided to keep. The babies, I can make one and then go to FedEx, Kiko's, and make copies of it. So if I sell different rabbits, here's a pedigree, and you know it's all done. But it's very important to keep all your rabbits pedigrees and keep them current, because you know if you get lazy like I kind of did, you can get behind it. You don't know who the rabbit's totally related to, and you don't know if the pedigree's correct. And you have to be careful of that, because there's a database. I don't really put them in the database, but there's a national database. And that lady friend of mine in Georgia that I sold rabbits and bought rabbits from, she puts my rabbits in the database for me. So I don't have to pay for a fee to belong to it or anything. I don't even know if there's a fee, but she's really computer savvy. So all my rabbits end up in a database, um, and I don't know totally how that even works. So I tried to upload on my computer and I had problems getting it uploaded. I just said the hell with it. I just let other people do it. Some people do or some people don't, but eventually, if you sell the baby, somebody's going to put it in a database. Now, um, I don't sell every baby. I sell. I do sell them um, when somebody wants one. There's people contact me, hey, I want a red rabbit. That's why usually people contact me because they want red rabbits. They'll say, oh, because nobody raises red rabbits here in Georgia and Alabama for some reason. There's a few people that have them, but nobody raises a lot of them like I do. And I'm raising less of them now because I'm trying to introduce other colors because you get bored just raising the same color rabbit. And, so I have the black otters and I also have a lot of brokens. I have 2 broken casters and a broken red. Now, broken means they're the spotted rabbits. They're the rabbits that are 2 colors. And then there's the tries. And I've been trying to get a try out of the ones I've been breeding, but haven't been successful at it. But that's how it works. And it is important if you're going to raise rabbits to keep records. When you breed them, when you, and their ancestries and keep the pedigrees. It's important for many reasons, but, if I hadn't had the breeding records, I wouldn't have been able to put together these pedigrees of my 2 rabbits that were in the book that I lost. And one of these days I might find that book. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it fell out of my stuff when I was at the last rabbit show because that's the last place I remember having it. Because I sold a rabbit at that rabbit show, and so, I knew I had it then, and I don't know what happened to it. And I had the other rabbits in there because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep them. And I did end up keeping them, and so then I had to, go back and figure out what their pedigree was and be accurate with it. It's important to keep your pedigrees accurate and not to cheat on them. There are people, and I don't know why they feel the need to do this, but they will lie and put other people's rabbits in their pedigree. Now it doesn't matter if none of my rabbits have any legs, and that means they have a champion in their bloodline. That's bragging rights. Hey, the only one that does is Berrien. He has a grandfather that has some legs that won some championships. But if he didn't, he'd still be just valuable to me because it doesn't really matter what their past is. It might say, well, he's got a potential to put out better babies. You could argue that. But if you're breeding rabbits for their type, body type, and make sure they have the broad shoulders and they have, the shape that makes, that's what you show rabbits for, and that's what you need to breed even if you don't show them because you want them to be close to perfection as you can get them so that you'd have the maximum amount of meat on them and you have rabbits that are strong and healthy rabbits. So that the Standard of Perfections is a book that you use to figure out how good your rabbit is. And then you say, well, I got a really good rabbit. I'm going to show it. See, Earwing, she took 3rd place, and she was only a junior, and the judge told me that rabbit might have potential. And I was going to show her, but just my mom got sick, so I left to go to Colorado or Kansas instead of going to a rabbit show. So I haven't been to a rabbit show all fall, and I don't think I'm going to go. Maybe sometime this winter, and definitely in the spring, I'll go to some rabbit shows. Rabbit shows are always pretty far, although there's one in January that's in here in Alabama, not that far from me, so I'll definitely make that one. But the ones closer to my area, there's hardly anyone that shows up that I know. It's a small group of people. I like to go to the ones that are a bunch of rabbit people there. So it's more competitive. If a rabbit wins, you know your rabbit really won. But something, I guess. I don't know. No matter. But you know that's that is important to keep pedigrees and to you know, and it's good to have the pedigrees all filled out, and then you know, then it's got stuff on the back so that you can breed it with another rabbit and put that rabbit's information down. Sometimes you take your rabbit somewhere to breed it. You're not going to get a pedigree from the person you're breeding the rabbit to. So there's information on the back here where you can write down their pedigree. So when their babies are born, you have everything there. You can get the rabbit's full pedigree. That's something also you got to think about, is because they, you know, at the rabbit show they call unauthorized. I don't think you're really supposed to breed rabbits at rabbit shows, but people do all the time. They go set up a little dog run, little dog pen out in the back somewhere in the grass, and people will put their rabbits in there. My wife's done it when she had her rabbits. And so then you need to know that rabbit's pedigree. Sometimes they can email it to you, or you just write it down on the spot. Where's his pedigree? And I'll just write it down, his parents and grandparents and that. So that'll help you out in that way too. So I hope this was informative, and you guys all have a good day and a better tomorrow.